Attractiveness comes first, and it's a lot of women are moderately attractive and can get any guy.
But we're not kept through attractiveness.
And it doesn't make life easier. People
have a young lady that you want to invest in, you teach her how to sit at that table with that sheikh or that business guy or the person that you need her to do well with so she can make you look good at the table, not only
Well, what do they want to do with you?
They don't want to smash.
So all of these across the board is protected.
Yeah.
2 chats here coming in. We have Giovanni C, based blonde blue shirt. Bonus points for not butchering your baby. God bless.
Same reason that we vote that you don't have abortions.
But, okay, well, there you go.
It's just like that. If you would vote that we couldn't tell you that you couldn't,
well, that's
the earliest thing that you do that he doesn't do.
I don't know, because he lets me paint his nails, he puts eyeliner on, and honestly,
so
it's the most attractive thing I've ever
stuff in my drink so many times that I can't drink anything. When I go out in public, people put so much shit in my drink because I'm a fucking target.
Oh my god, I'm so target. So many drinks.
No,
If it's the case, don't you think that women should not be able to vote until 25?
I wouldn't say women can be able to vote. I would say...
Well, we're talking about women being able to consent.
but either way, whatever you take it, it does exist no matter what. Just, again...
We don't even have to get that far. So pull up the 19th again.
You sent in a proposal, but your manager has so many questions.
Well, that's the thing. I don't date men that make money from social media.
You already told me you don't date broke men out there in the back.
Well, that's the thing. I don't date men that make
The prize, that's like
money.
crazy.
What am I supposed to bring, guys?
No,
Come on.
it's not
They're
that.
rich
It's
as
just that
fuck. They only want me to be in my feminine state, look pretty, cook for me.
How the fuck you're gonna die? You know what you are? You're gonna die and realize that when you die, you're gonna.
This is considered
No, that's a thing. It's like a...
shifting the goalposts or non-daily?
So, what do you want?
Because your original claim was not societally, it was rights.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
then
your scripture here for sex would work across the board for everybody.
transgender female wouldn't say that she has female genitalia.
They would not say that they are females biologically.
How is that easy? How is having to push yourself to prove to be you're worth someone listening to? How does that make it easy?
Because as a man, you have to do the same exact thing. You have to prove why people should.
That would be evidence.
Okay.
I have to move it off of the tube tying thing.
That's what I'm-
But back to this. So back to this. So if the ERA was passed, what would be the sort of tangible results?
It's icky.
I think that's extremely icky.
Yeah, sure. But you don't actually
And
have
I
an
think
argument.
any 18-year-old, 19-year-old women
Yeah.
that are watching this podcast,
I agree.
I would steer clear from... I would not make him sound
But you're saying...
You're making him sound
But you're saying
Well,
by
he's saying
virtue
that
of
this
somebody's...
person is purposely manipulating a woman.
No, he's not manipulating anything.
I'm saying 1672 watching on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one. Twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one.
Rich.
There's rich people.
Why would that not be
were
icky?
not born rich.
Wait, why would that not be icky though? If this person had all the right nourishment, so that their prefrontal cortex developed correctly, and then the person who was poorer.
So why do you guys promote men to sleep with more women?
But why is women getting drafted contingent on whether you change the definition of
I
women?
just I don't understand why that's why would that be a difficult thing to pass? Like if the ERA is not a thing.
Well, that's too naked.
Okay.
Are you an adult at 25 because your prefrontal lobe is fully grown?
I would say that's a factor. It's also experience.
Okay, but experience is
And I would say...
Hang on.
It's a 21-year-old...
Experience based on nourishment alone, by your argument. Okay, there could be women who are 25, as long as they're just in a lower socioeconomic, position. They should not.
Teen women, fresh, into the dating scene, getting taken advantage of by 30-year-olds.
Great.
That is so common.
What evidence do you have that they're getting taken advantage of? Is it simply by virtue?
Of course he's irritated, because he has to be patient with you in order for the show to flow. So stop saying stupid shit, and the show will flow.
30 years younger than her. They stayed married for 55 years, and he was right there at her deathbed.
How old was she and how old was he?
He was, I think, 20, 21, and she was...
Say so she needs to elaborate on it because he did. Spade?
Huh?
Are you gonna involve the other spade? I'm not saying you wrong or nothing. It's just like he's
From sleep with an 18-year-old, I would say it's immoral if they're purposely targeting 18-year-olds.
Okay, why would that be immoral?
Because they're purposely targeting women with lower
Amendment should have passed, no problem. That's all I have to say about the Equal Rights Amendment.
But
that's it. That's all I have to say. I can't articulate more than that. That's my point.
But, I mean,
and then I also think that women are more violent.
Okay, but there's going to be higher rates of testosterone in stronger women than less strong women.
Okay.
So I mean,
so
this
then, yeah,
encourages-
if they would have more testosterone, they would be more violent. Yeah.
You think that
Actually, I shouldn't be sorry. I'm just not more prepared.
But it's your claim.
Okay. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying is like I don't have that information. I didn't.
That's a really massive claim to make.
Okay.
That men
I
have.
want to imagine having that power. Be like, you gotta work a little bit extra.
If
If
you
you're a
want
chick, you're
to.
just like,
Just show up.
You can get.
Then you don't
Anytime
have
you want,
self-respect.
you're just down. Sorry, go
No,
ahead.
yeah.
Or at least in the scale of what when people typically have conversations about rights, this one would occur to me to be
who would
fairly
care
minor.
anyway? You think that if they wanted to pass a constitutional amendment that women could walk
Have more rights.
I did not say that. I said men are not women are not constitutionally equal to men. I
Okay.
believe that because the ERA has passed. You disagree with that point.
All right, so that passed. That passed 30 seconds. That passed 30 seconds. Just proves our point.
Make money from social media.
You already told me you don't date broke men out there in the back. You told, and I said, you know what? I said that's bullshit. What if this guy's a construction worker, hard ass?
It's all about the prefrontal cortex. So I got to ask you,
They
if
still
this is
develop a prefrontal cortex.
yes, but not correctly, right? Not correctly. So just bait.
Amendment not passing.
You can the
I
the
feel
title
like
of
2
a
plus
bill.
2 equals.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The title of a bill is irrelevant.
Do you think that North Korea is really a republic?
It would sound crazy, right? Sounds
Yeah.
okay. That's exactly how you sound when you say men that want multiple women are insecure. No, it's just what we want. It's
No,
our.
yeah, you're right.
It's
That doesn't mean that men that are purposely 30 years old targeting 18-year-olds are not a problem.
Shit, do you
They're
think?
not a gross
Do you
human
think that
being.
based on the fact
Just
that
because they legally can.
okay? Do you think we could on experience? There would be no test we could give for experience.
No.
So if you're looking for physicality, the prefrontal lobe is it.
For physicality, yes.
Well, then if that is
dating someone with a kid. And
Why'd you
you've
just touch
done
me?
that.
Why'd you just touch me when you
And you've done that.
Why the fuck you touch me?
Okay, I was just using an example.
All right. Why you?
And you've done that.
Women already have, at least it's my position, are constitutionally equal to men. So even okay, but so you're
you shouldn't. And you say, well, why? Why should? Because I think it's gross.
Well, that's what I said. I said because oftentimes it sets women up for failure.
It's sin in the 10 Commandments.
Bruh.
That's literally, that's.
You do not just see your logic here is flawed.
What
so
happened in real
what
life,
you
though?
want is your preferences. What we want is insecure.
Okay, I guess.
In a democracy, then we could vote in a democracy to tell you you can't.
Correct.
See?
Sure. Well, then I do think that's wrong, and I.
well, okay.
So then
hold on.
voting's wrong.
No, I think that I should backtrack my statement because I think that
An example.
that's the example I gave.
Okay, so
if you don't like that one, then that's
No, I
fine.
mean
you don't like it, then move
okay,
on.
but
Like a
hold on.
real-time example.
I gave you abortion.
Wait, hold on.
Wow, I didn't think you wouldn't know what the Equal Rights Amendment is.
Did I say
it's
I
just
don't?
that no, it's just that you it would be an amendment to the
Progressives. There's a lot of smart liberals. There's a lot of smart progressives don't make arguments from their feelings.
Okay.
And they're brutal to have drag-out debates with. They're super smart. They're really well informed.
Sure, throw that Equal Rights Amendment up there, and we're all equal, and draft us all.
So, I just want to make sure I get this right. Right now, you agree that nobody can be drafted.
The other things that I said, but yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
What do you mean? What?
All right, you want a guy who makes $1 million a month? We're just asking simply income, etc.
Income, high, religious. He needs to fear God. If you're not a God-fearing man,
What if I
can't
said?
date you.
Okay.
I can't date you.
I don't know if you see what I'm doing here. What if I said that you're insecure for wanting these things?
Lesson, and it really hurt me because I really loved him. but I'm just crazy. Call me selfish.
So do you want kids?
Yeah, I want kids.
You do your own kids.
You don't like
listen. Okay, so what I was gonna say.
I'm into this shit now.
I don't.
Hello? Did you think you could type for me on Xbox? You got the wrong number, dude. Oh, no, I don't. You're ruining any freaking. Who is this? Okay, listen up, Dish. Wait, game over. UAV online.
And the sniper test is unstoppable. I told you.
Swag refused to go off until he got a win. The game's
I'm gonna have like 5 of her. You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna happen. Yeah. What was that?
I feel like guys that need to have multiple females.
Here we go. There we go.
For the edge, and I'm not proud of it, or he might be not proud of it, but bro, like it's the same thing.
Okay. If I sat down with your dad in the room, I said, "Listen, your daughter's on OnlyFans right now. You
false, right?
Depends on the age range. I think an 18-year-old having sex with an 18-year-old is very different than a 30-year-old
Sure.
having sex with an 18-year-old.
We'll go with that.
I think it's very, very different.
Yeah, we'll go with that. But it.
Did people just have speed hacks on Xbox? He's moving at a Mach 9. His aim was like Nadia when she attended the con next event.
Municipalities and jurisdictions preclude women from going topless. Wouldn't it, I mean, effectively, in practice?
No, it would be like a stop sign law. It would be like, it would just be a law like that, commonality of interest, and I would just give you the same argument back. We both drive cars, we both have jobs, we both do this, we both do that, we both do all these things, so we must have all this stuff in common. Not really. A commonality is not
separate issues.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
But wasn't that a big topic that like Phyllis Schlafly was all about? Like if the ERA passes, women are going to be drafted.
Yeah, it would open the door to
Equal Rights Amendment.
Well, assume there's a panel here who has no idea what that is. Assume there's viewers here who have no idea what that is.
The Equal Rights Amendment is actually.
Well, let's have her answer equality.
Yes.
So how do you reconcile being a feminist and believing in equality, but being in favor of inequality when it comes to selective service?
Because the equal
It's not a privilege. It comes with its own shit.
Listen, coming from the girl that all her friends beat
I
her
don't
to the dick.
disagree with what you said, but you can't take away and say that pretty privilege doesn't exist. Yes,
Listen,
that those types of relationships failed more than relationships within a similar age. They couldn't find any significant deviation whatsoever.
I would assume they wouldn't.
Why?
According the buying a house
actually
sorry, the address is 113A Rectory Road. I believe Sammy is the one who is
Just say it's icky.
for doing this stuff.
It's to get a vasectomy that the doctor demanded that they come in and do counseling first with their wife before they made the decision to have the vasectomy.
I don't think that's correct.
The reality is like it doesn't matter about other people. Like the only person that can fix you is yourself.
Yeah. But you can always go to like a parental figure.
Also, you're already talking.
Thank you, Brian. Good name.
When you're thinking about immutable characteristics, basically the law at the constitutional level has been completely changed so that people with immutable characteristics are protected via those.
And into your life, like in order to keep him and go on to the next level of relationship, which is what most women want. We don't just want to have sex and casually have sex everywhere all the time with everyone. That's what men value.
Like I don't understand in the context.
Would
it would be yes.
You would vote so that men couldn't
In
vote
what
on women's
context?
abortion.
Yes, I would vote that way.
Okay, right. So that's the same. If you're not smart enough or competent enough or experienced enough to make a decision about who you want to sleep with, regardless of their age.
That low key, no one will listen to a woman speak unless she has like a name behind her, unless she has a credibility, a huge credibility behind
Which
her.
is earned.
She has to prove herself.
Yeah.
Way.
What is about the violence against women?
Violence against women.
So that's a domestic. That's a law.
I believe it's
But,
about.
but don't you guys like stand on the point that men are stronger than women?
Yeah.
As much as they can, when it's like you guys are like okay, like family dynamic and things like that, and like love and like be together forever and stuff like that. When the more people you sleep with, the less.
Then why didn't the Equal Rights Amendment pass?
Because it's not
Why?
about equal rights, it's about redefining the word woman. It redefines the word woman from biological woman with XX chromosome.
Attention. I was just thinking if I was having this conversation with my daughter, I would say, we're only going to pay attention to his actions.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell me the story again, remove all the words, and then tell me what happened. It makes it way more simple.
Still wouldn't have anything to do with the right.
Well, in some municipalities, women wouldn't have the right.
Hi,
That's
Simon.
not right, though. That's just that's ordinance, right? So in this case, anybody targeting anybody for nefarious purposes, it's immoral, regardless of their age. So if an 18-year-old is targeting, or a 30-year-old targeting an 18-year-old, for
Why are you so single? Missionary?
I was only single. I've only been single like
we're right there.
since August. I haven't been single that long.
Okay. What about you? And minimum for you. So you said 30K per year. What about you?
I just
Women are equal, but you made the claim women aren't constitutionally equal, so the burden is on you to articulate how women aren't constitutionally
to walk around nude, right?
Yeah. And further, just are you familiar with the legal term de minimis? So it's such I would consider it a fairly
If you can assert that, then I can just assert it about everything you say. Yeah, but I just don't think that that's true. Yeah, but I just don't think that that's true. Right? That's why you don't make assertions or claims unless you need
enemy. How many times have we seen streamers aim stuff at the enemy players and follow their every move? Not this time.
No. What else? Anything else you want to add to that?
You're so precious.
So I'm not gonna lie.
What's up?
You're cute.
and successful men, and they're predatory for targeting wealthy and successful
You're
men.
a feminist, though. I assume you believe in. Take a deep breath and not overlook the primal nature of wanting to be feminine, wanting to be a mother, wanting to, be a part of a family unit.
Right.
Would you
don't
give
think
me?
a 30-year-old
Would you give
taking
me?
advantage of an 18-year-old?
Yeah. So I'm asking. So I'm asking you to make moral.
Hi
argument
there,
like
good
I just did.
afternoon. My name is Nima Salari. Is regard
Hard before we get home, then I might consider this woman might be a bit promiscuous. That's an extreme example. But I don't. This idea of like you making guys wait specifically so that they don't think you're. You know what the thing is you could do.
Relationships, and it's the highest in lesbian relationships, even compared to heterosexual and gay male relationships.
I would almost argue that it's unreported among
to them being drafted, I suppose.
So the thing is the epitome of the straw man now, right? To create the arguments against people who never made them. So I so most certainly.
You know what? If there's no problem and if we don't we should have it then. Why is it such a big deal?
I think this word will sum this up perfectly. Redundancy. So.
What would that man get in return from being in a relationship with you?
He gets me. I am the prize. Obviously, not just me. But you're saying, okay, well, what do you have to offer? If you're talking about money, obviously, no, he's the one with breasts.
Talk to that if you want.
You win.
Right? Some small guys suck. It's only
it's
you're good.
I feel that as a man, if you want to be different girls while you have a girlfriend, I'm not alive.
All right, so what's the bare minimum? Answer the question, please. What's the number? And then we'll go on the table with the sorry.
That makes a year?
Yes. Or you can say monthly, whatever you prefer.
Monthly?
Yo sé exactamente.
No me hagas Latino. Okay, don't do that because I know Spanish. I'm minoring Spanish, so don't do that. Okay?
She was reading the comments, sis.
I'm sorry. I love.
She.
They would not say that they're biological. That's correct. They would say there's only two sexes. There's only
Hi
two.
there, man.
There
You
can
alright?
only ever be two. One sex produces ova with big.
And being interesting and wisdom and all that, that comes far 5th, 6th, 7th place. That's not as important.
Not as important, but I understand. If you have it though, enough to attract the man.
I'll
Yeah.
go.
I'm not going to get on that ball unless I become a billionaire and add value back. That's the reality. Women have pretty privilege, fantastic, and I'm acknowledging it.
Pretty privilege is not a fucking thing. I'm not.
Well, let's try to talk it through. Let's try to get to the bottom of this, because it seems like it's a position. High status could have certain benefits to her and her children, right? So why is that any different than men preferring a younger woman who would be a better partner?
Disagree with an opinion. That doesn't mean we're going to base a law off of my opinion.
Okay, so
I don't speak for an entire country.
Okay, so you don't think.
I speak for me.
And
I think that's gross.
Yeah, you just think.
And don't pay attention to the words at all, and you're going to have a much clearer understanding of where your relationship is.
Yes.
Does that make sense? if he can, if he keeps calling you at, midnight, that means he doesn't respect you as a long-term partner. But you just pay it.
Abandon feminism. It's like, do you even know what feminism is? It's like, hey, I was never the one that's been like sitting here wanting a man to be a man.
Wait, what?
Pain. Just beautiful. That's it.
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to be beautiful.
I think
You're either born that way or you're not. You could just buy it.
Same personality and sense of humor.
You came in guns blazing. You're doing.
I tried. No, I really do appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Wait, we gotta get through at least all your notes. Hold on. Just stay first.
It's left up to the states, but there's no rights which are being actually violated.
But I mean, if it's pushed back to municipalities in the states, and overwhelmingly it's been 1 minute since we last got a Prime, so I think it might have been like rebugged since a minute ago. So if you have a Prime sub, can you do a little test in the chat? And
They'd be not
So
happy.
what you want is a preference. What we want is insecure. See what I did there?
Everybody moves. Sorry, go ahead.
You're talking about being unfaithful. That's literally
just like a young adult.
But experience is arbitrary. You can have 19, 18-year-olds far more experience than 25-year-olds.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a
So
factor, for
because
sure.
that is so, there's no way that we can base adult.
If the 19th is just for voting.
So actually, hang on. This is a great question, and I would like to answer your question. If you can name a single right.
Minute frame.
Yeah.
And if he can hold that frame as a strong leader, she will not want to leave it.
Yes.
And then I will teach her about the things that if she ever, I think the best day of a young man's life is the day that he realizes that nobody is coming to save him.
I love that.
Wow. Man or woman.
If he can get himself in a place of confidence where he can get excited about the fact that nobody's coming, he will not only be.
That's not true.
Well, but I'm saying, are you basing it off of like this, right? Are you basing it off a guy who's gonna buy you these necklaces and these materialistic shit that don't even matter?
Yes, it would be. You got to wear shoes, or no shirt, no service, or something like that. It would be an ordinance. That would not be a right.
Well, in any case,
in other words, there's no.
No, that's not true.
You guys can go out and get fucked too by whoever you want, whenever you want. You go out and get fucked, right? Anytime.
Not when you have value.
If you want to.
Whether or not you have value or not, but as a guy's perspective, a guy's mind.
Do not have to sign up for the selective service.
And that should change.
Okay, so what you have just demonstrated is that even if we're talking about the trans agenda, that trans men
To her that the world is going to want her to be a bad bitch, and that might be, and as that's okay, if she has choice, I'm happy for her. Like I'm okay with that. But to please just
aren't constitutionally equal to men is actually going to be a higher threshold for you to prove than just rights. But so I'm even willing to go down to just speaking about rights. So what rights?
That Roe versus Wade would have been more protected.
True.
Oh, well then, I like I said, I told you I don't know.
Chrissy, do you know if
diatribes, and we'll just stick with the one. Can you actually make a moral argument for why it would be wrong for a 30-year-old man to date an 18-year-old girl if they both consent to it?
No, it's like a red flag.
they've actually found that? Ooh, okay, hold on. Okay, we're fine.
You're good.
Sorry, guys. There's a little slip going.
I think that past few seconds really proved that point that pretty privilege does in fact exist.
I'll give it to you.
Exactly. Pretty privilege exists.
You've been slurring your words.
Okay.
And some of the stuff I'm saying is kind of just. The last time I was on here was kind of boring, bro. Like nobody really gave no input or anything. Like the way his show used to be, it was so interesting.
There's only two. Even if you think a person can, whatever they identify as, they are that thing. Even the advocates for.
Thank you. Oh, Brian is gross. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Brian is gross. Appreciate it. Thank you. Call me Kyle. Guys, twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow and a friend sub if you have one. If you're watching on YouTube.
At 18.
Because it's different.
Why?
How's it different?
Okay, so first of all, that law
you can vote to affect my life.
Why, do you know why that law is set into place and why 18 is considered?
To do with the actual title.
Okay.
So, you did make the claim, and women, that's separate from the Equal Rights Amendment, aren't constitutionally equal to men. So you're gonna have to articulate.
Okay, so we'll talk fresh
So
18s.
young woman means
What does
adult,
fresh
18
18
and over.
mean?
They just turned 18.
So what? Can they vote?
Yes, but your brain
Yes.
is not fully developed.
Then
until
why are you voting?
25.
Then why are you voting before they reach 18?
Before they reach 18, if they're fully transitioned, then yeah, I would think so.
They don't.
Okay.
They
To
didn't.
me.
If it actually happens to you, that's different. But it didn't actually happen to you. It happened to someone else. But for you to say, I just simply don't think that that's true.
Shut up and listen to you.
You don't though.
Okay, and you don't have
it
your looks to
naturally.
coast on. No. You think it's natural for a guy to be able to have good tonality, be able to speak properly, speak coherently, be able to command a room? And
Then infer that that would mean that women who are stronger than other women would just be more violent because they're stronger.
No, but I think that I think that testosterone makes men should be allowed to have the same rights.
Which we do.
And I feel like the Equal Rights Amendment says that.
So,
but
but
isn't
what
the
does it-
19th just for voting?
But what I'm asking, like, what does it
So why can't we have that for every
To the side, he's like, you didn't actually win, but I'm still picking you. Oh. But no, I did win. I saw the chat. I did win. They're all
Why he ain't coming here tonight?
whatever. But he didn't buy it for me. That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't buy it.
Regardless of the age group, they seem to be highly toxic because they're not lasting a long period of time. If you look at the UK, there's the often.
Literally, you're a target, and people assume so much stuff out of you. People assume you're a bitch. People assume you're dumb. People assume all this shit, and you have to go.
Would you ever recommend that a rich person gets together with a poor person because their prefrontal cortex is not going to develop correctly?
Depends on the people and depends on the circumstances.
But wait.
And she needs exposure, any kind of exposure.
Condition where
Go ahead.
a man wants to promote his wife to make money. I don't see it.
Okay, are you guys married?
Because it's. You know what? I can actually think of one
Isn't
way.
it a bleeding heart, liberal?
Well, I mean, look, I've debated with a lot of liberals and a lot of.
The house, let's drink. If she secretly wants your man, is she your friend? Question mark. Let them respond before going to my second message. So, if she did all that, is she your friend? So she had like an ulterior motive.
Constitution that you can't discriminate on the basis of sex.
You mean the 19th Amendment?
Yeah. No.
No.
No, it would be the ERA, the Equal Rights.
Question, maybe he's added to that. John May. He goes, now let's continue. Ladies, if you met a man that said, let's hang out, let's go to the club, come to my house party, let's go drink, and he secretly wants you, is he real?
A single right that you think that this is not applicable to, meaning men have it and women don't, Mullers. You say that women can't do abortions, neither can men.
Okay. I'm trying
To build you up, because a man, truly, one of his jobs is to, if he's going to have a queen, right? He's going to build her up to the point where she can sit at the table that she's never sat at.
Because you're white, can't say you can't vote because you're female, can't say you can't vote because you're male, can't tell you can't own a gun because you're black, can't tell you can't own a gun because you're white, can't tell you can't have freedom of speech because of these things.
Eager to speak a second ago. I just want to make sure he spoke first because that's who was questions
Nah,
asked
he
to.
explained it. I'm good now.
What are the red flags that you would tell about a
Tell to your
girl?
daughter?
Like yeah,
Hold on,
when it
hold
comes
on,
to
Yeah,
It's the same way. It's the same. It has to be the same way because whatever you're.
She didn't ask you.
Oh my god.
Let her cook.
Why is it that you would not demand the same thing from women?
because I don't think it's enough. I think that there needs to be more. I think that if it truly was equal, then the two women identify as women, yes.
Why do they have to transition? Why couldn't they just identify?
Then they're women. They're whatever point they are. If they're a woman, then they're a woman.
Then it's equal.
Great.
Nah, man, we'll go around the table. We'll go around the table. What's the bare minimum for you?
Drives me fucking nuts that you have this conversation about bare minimum for money.
Was gonna win a free bank link, then I won the contest.
And what did you dress up as to win the
Oh.
contest?
Bull rider.
Yeah.
Honestly, the girls were mad at me. The girls were mad at me because there are so many girls that
Similar age with the same experience, but you don't. That's really weird.
So, my grandma actually left my grandpa for a man that was...
Men or women can ever make any decision which would impact their life in the long term before the age of 25, including consenting to sex.
Because that's just the world we live in.
That's not an answer.
And also, but the
Because
age,
it
the
is.
age
more than any man does. He just talks, everyone will shut the fuck up. The second a woman like speaks, like she has
Because
to
he's
really,
accomplished
really,
more
really,
than all
really,
you girls
really,
at the
really
table.
work
That's why.
hard
There's
for
a
it.
difference. Look, hold on.
Just because he was a man, though.
Yeah, but
two of them
their
dating?
experience.
How is that?
And they speak about it.
How is
And they speak about it, and abusers and rumors specifically have been
Girl is a lot of the times the better off. Like men really don't give a shit about female opinions.
Women,
I'd actually.
And the reason why goes back to what I said before. Women live life on easy.
They went through and they took all of the marriages that have ever happened ever in the UK, which included age gap marriages, to see if it was true. That is not what this was.
Okay.
I can actually think of one right that men have that women don't, although this is geographically specific.
I believe that we are equal right now, so I apologize that I did not come more prepared.
Well, you don't need to articulate every single way in which you believe women are unequal. I would like to hear this
like
other
very,
argument.
very often.
Actually, so I can make another argument. So a woman who's, say, 33 and still single, she is perhaps because of the time clock when it comes to pregnancy, look, you can get...
It's a rough topic because a lot of the women that put themselves in those situations come from very, very rough backgrounds.
Yeah, I mean,
and
maybe.
so I think there is
they
an
don't
argument
deserve
to
love.
be made that maybe
What if it's
they
their
had
kink?
more respect for
Like, inviting you out, I guess. Is she your friend?
Okay, what do you...
Do you know any transgender people?
Yeah, how many sexes do you think there are? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that
Yeah, I
this
can
is
name- I
harmful to their...
Whether it's... okay.
But what does fresh and fit even mean? Who you're fresh and you're fit? Or you fresh and you fit? Who's fresh and fit? Stupid.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Stupid.
So let me get this straight. You came on a podcast.
You free. He'll separate himself from the competition and win. My sons will win. Empathy will not be a word in my house.
I love that.
What about your daughters? What do you think about them?
You got upset the last time and nobody even argued with you or nothing, so you're gonna be just upset.
And so
Upset about what?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. These guys making a lot of sense though, but I feel like a lot of stuff, and I get what
LP?
Bro. Oh no, God. Is he cheating?
They're literally so better with their fucking life.
Whoa.
Become domestic abusers. I'm not kidding. They hate themselves.
You
They hate
what?
themselves. No. They're so mean and they're insecure
for themselves. Yeah, and there's kinks that I disagree with. I'm not a kink shamer, but there's kinks that are...
Yeah, I get it. But if you can't
Morally wrong.
if you can't tell me why it's immoral.
No one cares about a woman's opinion. No one cares about a female's accomplishments. Y'all are not that special. There's a reason why Justin said it's
Not
going to be
true.
harder for you to
You're
replace
very
me
special.
than I replace you, because women on the things that make a woman attractive are very common and easy to attack.
What are you?
Wes hired me because I was the first person to respond to him.
No.
No, we're all here.
And here's the thing, I knew that's what you were gonna do, and I really wanted to prove a point that you just wanted to interrupt even though the question wasn't fielded to you, to him, and you just wanted to get the attention on you. You didn't have anything productive to say. And when given out
with men, and that's a double standard, but
But it's been proven, Mr. Facts.
no, it has been proven.
I think
There's
men
an
can-
Institute for Family Studies survey that came out that showed that as women have more sexual partners, they are less happy in a marriage, and as men have more sexual
I don't know.